Yes, boys, we got us a celebrity in the house with the super chat. Said, this is all my fault because I got distracted and didn't wear my 1972 Packers helmet. I promise you all this won't happen again, LOL. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the accountability there. And Mandy did that last week. Or no, it was when we lost to the Browns. She was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, yeah, hell, it happens, man. It's football. Teams lose every week. She's like, I didn't wear my Packers gear today. Like, I know that's why. I'm like, didn't have anything to do with their awesome run defense. It was you not wearing the right shirt. So,
no, to be fair, I think I didn't do my pregame dance. It was honestly my fault.
Are you kidding
I
me,
left at halftime as well because it was my. I share the blame, Chester. It's
unbelievable. You believe this guy, Emilio? What a dirtbag.
Me, Chester, and Mandy's fault. Sit your butts outside.
Yeah, all of yous.
I don't even want to talk to him.
Thank you for the super chat, Chester. Appreciate you, buddy. I'm going to go back and hit some of these that you started real quick, Jacob. Hopefully you're not teeing me up to get angry again, but here we go. Krista Casualan earlier said, Elton Jenkins, Aaron Banks, Jordan Morgan, the interior of our O-line is soft as marshmallows, y'all. Well, Aaron Banks left and got injured, obviously, so it's Sean Ryan in there. Perfect. I don't really have anything to add. Chris, Jacob, you marked it. Do you have anything to add to that?
I just, I think that there's some truth. Like we will say that, like, I think what Emilio said was true is that the interior of both trenches kind of let us down. Rico Dowdle kind of blasted through the interior of the defense. And I think that our interior defense didn't give Love enough time to actually set up and make his throws in the right way. So that, I think that's a valid point. Like, we're not going to sit here and pretend like we were perfect while we lose. We played pretty crappy in certain situations. And yeah, I understand that.
All right, cool. Nick McSwain said, team is going to be fine. Look around the league. Lions just lost to the Vikings. Are the Lions frauds? No, I agree. They're a good football team.
Right.
Parity in the NFL is higher than it's been in a while. It's the NFL. Could not agree more.
Thank you, Nick McSwain.
Yes.
It's almost as if this Packers team wasn't coming off a 3-game win streak, and we dropped a tough one at home. We'll be all right. We're going to bounce back, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. We talk about going 3-1 in each quarter of the season, right? We have pretty much done that to this point so far, correct? I mean, the tie makes it a little wonky, obviously, but for the most part. United Bates says, Packers standout tight end Tucker Kraft's knee injury, quote, does not look good. Coach Matt LaFleur told reporters one of Green Bay's best could be out for the long-term, rap sheet reported. So that's sounding like it's – listen, I have no inside information, obviously, but I would be very, very, very pleased if it's not season ending.
Right.
So it is what it is, right?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
From Erica 21.
Get mad, Clayton. Sorry.
All right, that's a sweet profile pic, though. That's a good looking guy right there. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. This team will not accomplish anything in the playoffs with a coach that plays with no continuity. Pack sucks. Get rid of LaFleur. He's the
screenshot it for the Super Bowl run. Screenshot it.
Also, he didn't spell Kool-Aid right, which is most offensive. Come on,
that's actually the truth.
Listen, coming from a trailer park kid growing up,
that
really pisses me off that you spell Kool-Aid. I'm just going to be honest with you. But hey, man, thanks for swinging through, man. Listen, we can agree to disagree on the floor. I just can't get on board with the 12th winningest coach in NFL history being, being a coward, and that's the reason they suck. So, the continuity comment. At times, I agree with that. There's like, hey, man, you got something working, stay with it type thing, So I can get on board with that, I guess. But thanks, Brian. Appreciate you swinging through. Green Marble said, Doomers can't wait for us to lose one game. Jeez, it's so true, man. Yeah. And they're the same people. Like, you could tell. That's why I blocked a couple people on the channel. It's like, if the only time I hear from you is when you're negative, then doesn't that make you a troll? Like, if you never comment when things are going good, if you never comment when things are positive, like Eric Sutherland, he's up sometimes, he's down sometimes, right? That's all of us. But when the only time I hear from you on X or in the YouTube comments is just negative. There's a couple of them, boy, in the pregame or in the in-game chat in our post-game show. And ironically, they're not in here right now. Funny how that works, right?
Yep.
It's just, let me hop in the chat. Let me spam a bunch of negative crap during the game. And what's funny is I've had so many people, they don't know this, but I've got so many people that reach out to me like, hey, I just blocked him. This dude's a jerk, man. He's really bringing the mood down. Gotcha. So eventually I go, all right, let's just hide them from the channel. The beautiful thing about hiding them from the channel is they don't know they're hidden. So they're just out there talking. Out there hanging out, Emilio, like you. They're out there like Emilio on the dance floor at the Cotton Eye Joe on a Saturday night.
I'm telling you, Cotton Eye Joe.
Everybody's watching and nobody cares.
Yeah, Clay, Cotton Eye Joe looks different at night versus during the day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I would agree with that. Chester Marco says we're still in first place. That is true. We'll hit on that in a minute, man. Go ahead, Jake. Ruin everybody's night. I'm sure you've got wonderful information.
I'm so sorry. Breaking news just broke. The Green Bay Packers are still awaiting results on the MRI, but the initial belief is that Tucker Kraft did tear his ACL. Poor rap sheet.
There it is.
Fudge muffins.
It's the heart and soul of this team, dude, man. God, it sucks, dude. That is so much worse than the loss.
That is so much
I would
worse.
rather have us gotten beat by 63 points today by Carolina than to lose Tucker Kraft for the year. I hope there's a misdiagnosis there or misreporting, but again,
I feel like if he's just that Tuck Norris energy just heals it overnight, he'll just pop up, do the old kip up, as Jen told us, the kip up, and then he'll just be good to go.
Tucker's a tough son of a gun, but
and let me just say this real quick. I love Tucker, and I appreciate him. This is devastating. Torn ACLs are no fun. But people cutting on Tucker saying that, you're trying to use your best offensive player as a run blocker. Dude was our best graded run blocker today. What do you expect a tight end to do? He's an inline tight end. He's gonna play off. We talked about SIF blocking for 3 years. Okay,
right. No block, Tucker, no rock.
Right. 4 times last game. You go out and kick it. It happened to be his own player. It was a freak thing. Dude at an 86.3 right now on his 13 run blocking just from this game. It's going to happen, all right? You're going to ask your tight end to block. Yeah, all right, maybe it's more on Fitzpatrick now, but you can't get mad at Matt about Tucker being out. Tucker wants to block. Tucker told us in the offseason, I'm going to be a better blocker this year because that was a bad part of my game last year. So let the dude play this. That's the offense. It's got to happen.
Yeah, I think it's a fair point, man.
True.
For sure. And listen, in terms of people saying that Tucker shouldn't block, it's our first time watching football, guys. Tight ends are.
You have to be able to block as a tight end in the National Football League. There's no work for you if you can't block.
Yeah, especially Matt LaFleur's offense, Tim. Everything when he got hired, it was. You look at every team that runs a wide zone boot, right, which is essentially the skeleton of this offensive scheme. You got to have tight ends that can block.
Yeah, basically at that point you're asking 5 offensive linemen to road grade 11 people so your running back can get the ball upfield. It's dude, what are we talking about? It doesn't even make sense.
Now I think now that Tucker, if he is indeed out for the season, I think you will see us press into 11 a lot more. And you know what? I'm not saying the team's going to be better without Tucker Kraft. That would be the stupidest comment. Stupidest. That ain't a real word.
That works.
That would be the most ignorant comment in the history of Packers podcast. But you may look up at the end of the year and go, man, this offense really took off when we pressed into 11 because you don't have the horses now to run 12 the way you obviously want to. So that's one thing I would agree with when people say Matt LaFleur is not running the offense he needs to with the roster he's got. I do feel like, and I've been very vocal about this, 11 personnel is where you need to live. And we've been running more 12 this year than we ever have. The numbers are still holding true. I checked it about 3 weeks ago. I'm assuming it hasn't changed too much. But
I want to get us into 10 personnel. I think Matt's going to flip-flop. Now that Tuck's out, I think we could go 21 and 10 a lot because we have
Josh Jacobs and get into 10, right?
Thank you, man. We could go. You can work trips all day long out of 10. You can still do all your games. Maybe we're not in as many nasty splits, but I think Matt and I need to branch out. You saw Jordan when we spread it out in trips. You can march down the field. We hit a 4th and what do you hit? 2 4th downs on that last drive to go ahead and get us tied up or whatever, and you can hit a curl route for 5 yards and move the ball down the field. That's an offense we can run. I think Matt might need to dive into it.
Yeah. King Tron says in the chat, I just can't buy into the Green Bay sucks shouters logic. This team was top 3 last week to all these loudmouth haters. It's so true. Every good team loses when they should win. We have handed 5 solid teams L's. RELAX. Relax. Very well said. All right, let's get into the box score real quick. Where we at 54-minute mark. I don't know what's going on, but I can't get it to zoom in quite like I have been in the past. I apologize. But let's just jump into it. Jordan Love finishes the day 26 of 37, 273 yards passing, no touchdowns, 1 interception, was sacked 1 time, had a rating of 80.1. He obviously played way better than Bryce Young did, 11 of 20, 102 yards with no touchdowns and 1 interception himself. He was also sacked once as well. Who got that sack? Anybody know? Who was it that had that sack? Let me scroll down here real quick. Just take a look. Xavier McKinney on the safety block.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Got it. That's interesting, right? So running game, Josh Jacobs, 17 carries for 87 yards. He averaged 5.1 a pop. He had 1 touchdown. He had a long of 18 yards. Emmanuel Wilson got stuffed pretty good today. 6 carries, 16 yards, 2.7 average. Only had a long of 7. Receiving wise, Romeo Doubs led the way. 10 targets, 7 catches, 91 yards. No tutters. He did average 13 there a catch. Christian Watson was targeted 4 times, 2 catches, 58 yards, averaged 29 yards a catch. So his average has gone up again. He's got to be around the 25 mark right now. I'm thinking something like that.
I think it's over.
Dude coming back like he never left, dude.
Right.
Just playing big boy football down the field. That was just incredible performance for this guy.
Since we love to complain about the officials, Tim, am I the only one that gets extremely angry?
God dang, Land Clark, you mother.
When they make these players leave the field thinking they got a concussion, when there's like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, they got prop bets too, Clayton. You know, they gotta make their money too, right?
I could be wrong, right? But they made him leave the field, and you've seen him on the sideline say, I thought I read his lips. He said, it's a stinger. Like, you know, you've seen him kind of go limp for a minute, and I know they got to play it safe and this and that, but at what point, like, how do we speed that process up? Because that happened to Micah earlier in the year, and that was a real close game, if you'll remember, right, Tim?
Yeah.
Micah was like, why are they taking me off the field? I don't have a concussion.
Yep. So. But it's tough because, you know, you can't – if a player is concussed and they're waving you off because they want to stay out, it's tough, right? But I think you're right. There's got to be an effort made by the league to try to expedite this a little bit better. You know, it's unfortunate. I mean, you'd rather err on the side of caution, but not to the point where you're going to literally – you know, change the outcome or the momentum of a football game, you know?
Right. I'm just going to leave that off screen since it was such small font. You guys probably can't see it anyway, so I'll just read it off. So Christian Watson, 2 catches for 58 yards. Luke Musgrave, 3 targets, 3 grabs, 34 yards, average 11 yards a catch. So like you said, Emilio, pretty good day at the office for Musgrave. Chris Brooks, by the way, love that dude. 2 targets, 2 catches, 24 yards. He made a huge play. Was that a 3rd or a 4th down that he converted there toward the end?
Was it? Yeah.
So awesome play there. Tucker Kraft had 3 targets, 2 catches, 20 yards. Josh Jacobs was targeted 5 times, had 4 catches for 13 yards. You could tell they really keyed in on him. And when they were going to try to pass the ball to Josh Jacobs, whether it was a screen or not, it seemed like they had that a part of their game plan. Like, we're not going to let 8 get the ball in space as much as possible, right? Savion had 2 targets, 2 catches, 12 yards. That fumble, obviously, it was crucial, man. Most important play of the game. And, you know, listen, I understand – the play call, I understand why people were upset about it. Last week, nobody was complaining when he got a touchdown on it, right? So you go back to the well again. I know what Matt LaFleur was on his ass about. When you looked at the replay, Emilio, did you notice how many people – there were like 5 white jerseys on him, and he's still trying to make guys miss. At some point, you got to be like, listen, bub, get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Yeah. And that carries over into kickoffs. That carries over into everything in the game. If you didn't like it, I mean, just – work yourself to the outside. Your momentum's already taken you there. You ran up on Rome just because, you know, you kind of got yourself stumbled. Then you went outside, went back in. Just get down, man. Just live to fight another day.
Yeah. Eric Sutherland's got an interesting comment. Unfortunately, the Tuck injury may be what the team needs to play more inspired. Do it for Tuck. I know this. Tucker Kraft will be around. Tucker Kraft will be in that tight end room helping those guys get a better grasp of what we're trying to do offensively. There's no doubt about that, man. That dude is just an absolute class act. But, you know, it's funny, as he said that, Jacob Tim, I was kind of thinking I remember thinking that in 2010. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, when not what Eric's saying from the positive standpoint, but all the injuries that happened in 2010, I remember thinking Ryan Grant went down. Who the hell is James Starks? You know,
come on now.
All these guys that got hurt one after another. It's like, well, this ain't the year. Jermichael Finley, this ain't the year, right? And then you go on a run, you get hot at the end, you win the whole thing, right? So maybe there is something to this. Jacob, Tim, what do y'all think?
It's a team game, right? You play for each other. Next man up. That's why they say that, right? And you know, the old phrase, right? There's only good and great players in this league, you know. So even the bottom guy on your depth chart, hell, look at what Carolina just did to us. They just ran through our face all day with 3rd and 4th string offensive linemen. Up and down the field. So, you know, it's all about how you play as a unit. You know, we just talked about that freak fumble from Savion Williams, like to Emilio's point. That was a timing thing. That play was designed to be timed a little bit better than that, so you're not running into your blocker and creating a traffic jam over there. Things like that happen. Both sides get paid. You know, I don't care. I have faith in everybody on this roster, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be a fan of this team. You know, there's a reason they put this team together. We're going to see what the depth on this Green Bay Packers roster looks like down the stretch of this season. And if you think you're going to play, you know, 18 games, 17 game season and not have guys get hurt, I don't know what you're watching. This is just part of football. It happens. You know, it's about the next man up. And I do agree with that. Maybe that inspires these guys that are, you know, lower on the depth chart to really step up and make an impact. We saw Luke Musgrave answer the call today. I don't care what anyone says. That man came out there and did his damn job, and looks like he's going to have to continue to be that guy going forward. And, you know, you love it. You want to see that, right? You want to see your guys step up when you lose your key players, for sure.
And they even went back to Savion after he fumbled it, right? Same sort of kind of play, get him to the outside, and he got us a first down, right? So it's like you'll run into that. But again, another learning lesson for a young player that it's Matt. You saw Matt chew him out right away, right? That's exactly what you need to do. You got to know where you got to know where you are on the field, what's going on. But it's something that the team can build from. A lot of learning experiences in this game.
Yeah. There was a comment here I wanted to hit. Joe Pack Joe. Well, let me hit this one first. Rodney Jen 7423 or 7430. Thank you, buddy. Maybe Musgrave just needs time. I'd love to start blooming again. That's the thing too, man. Like, he's not getting the majority of the reps in practice unless they're in 12 personnel, right? So Tucker's obviously going to get those reps with Jordan in 11. It can't get worse, right? Like, from a standpoint, they're not going to take a step back because they're getting more reps together. So I think that's a good positive take there. We'll see. I'm personally not a Musgrave believer. And this is coming from the guy who was over the moon when we drafted him. I thought it was an excellent draft pick. I have since changed my mind and felt like, save the guy. But you never know. You get those extra reps, like Rodney's saying, it could be the case. I hope you're right, Rodney. I hope it does work that way for sure, man. Joe Pack Joe NC said, first time in his career, Micah had 0 pressures in a game. That's pretty wild. That's wild, especially against the offensive lineman that's backed up, if that's true, of course. And it depends on where you get your pressure stats from. Is it NFL Pro? Is it PFF?
PFF has him as 1 right now, but that's still prelim.
I thought there was 1 after they showed that stat on Fox, but yeah.
Do they have a prelim grade for him?
They do. He was our second graded player at an 80.2.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good in the run game. One of the few bright spots. It just seemed like a couple of times he was back there making a good stop on a run. Although you look at the stats, you wouldn't think anybody had a decent game against the run.
Right. So. But 53 snaps out of a total of 58. So, and I mean, the one time was that 4th and 1 or whatever, they got it, and Micah wasn't on the field. We were still asking, I mean, from the beginning, how many snaps is Micah going to get? I thought it was going to be more of a line rotation. That dude's out there, and I do appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. So the rest of the defense, Xavier McKinney, 9 tackles, 1 sack. Also had a pass deflected or pass defended, whatever it's called. Adrian Cooper had 8 tackles. Evan Williams had 8 tackles. Quay Walker had 7 tackles according to QB hit. And then you had Micah Parsons with a tackle for a loss. Obviously, that was a running play we were just talking about. So, yeah, Javon Bullard did give up an explosive play, missed a tackle in the hole. Yeah. Well, that'll make chalk talk. We got to watch that and see exactly what happened. Sometimes I say that on the post game, go back and rewatch and go, nah, it actually wasn't his gap. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. An extra body doesn't mean it's a negative, right? So, King Tron with the super chat. Coping while throwing dimes to 85 on Madden right now. That's how you do it. Turn it down to rookie and start chucking that thing over the top, Emilio. Let it fly. You know what I'm saying?
Emilio plays on rookie.
Oh, yeah, all the time. But, yeah, that's the only way to get through it, King. You know what I mean? Get your boy a couple touchdowns, maybe get him MVP, just force feed him the rest of the season, see how it goes.
Yeah, thank you for the super chat, Tron. Chester Markle says Hafley does have some food for thought, though. That run defense was puzzling. I want to see the linebacker PFF grades. It can't be good. A lot of people were complaining about Quay and Adrian Cooper in the run fits on Twitter. Emilio, do we have any kind of preliminary grade for those 2 cats?
Yes, our third best graded player would be Isaiah McDuffie with 19 snaps at a 74 flat. Adrian Cooper would be our 4th graded player at a 72.6. He had all 58 snaps. And Mr. Quay Walker would be 8th with a 62-1 with all 58 snaps. Honestly, our backers, kind of kept us in, and I think they were playing pretty decent. Yeah, they had a couple hiccups here and there, but it was our D-line that had the issues. Not that it was terrible, but we were getting our gaps weren't sound, or we were getting cracked, or we were getting turned or something, and it just ended up being a long day.
If you're fully dependent on your backers to help you in your run D, you're in trouble. And
right.
That's what we saw for sure.
But we have the speed there. I mean, you see Coop close out. You see him close out on
yeah. We
Young,
just need that push
stuff.
up front though to go in tandem with those backers, right?
Yep.
There you go. Yeah. Super chat here. Do you got one right there? No, we just hit that one right. Super chat from Caterpillar says, hit that like, y'all. The guys need it today. Laughing emoji. Yes, we do, sir. We all do. We all need that like today. And to explain my username, I work for Caterpillar, facility MW2,
Nice.
and I often show system videos from YouTube. So y'all can just call me Cat, LOL. Change your name.
That's good to know, though, Clay. Sometimes we run into a problem with the equipment, you know what I mean? And knowing a cat deal, you know what I'm saying? So
runs like a cat.
I'm kind of with that.
Emilio needs a new skid steer, man.
Hit me up later, man, for sure.
You got to watch Cat. He'll come at you looking for a bargain, man.
I'll take a little 300. I'll take a 300 excavator or something. We could work something out, man. I could do it.
You got an extra one sitting around.
I'm just saying. We could put one away. We could spin it on the wheel. I'm just saying.
We'll also accept sponsorships from Caterpillar as well.
Oh, now we're talking, Tim.
Sponsor the show. There you go. So thank you for the super chat, Cat. Appreciate you, buddy. He said, I got the hook.
Scared money don't make money.
As Mandy says, scared money don't spend money. You know what I'm saying? Spending like going out of style. So, every time I see Eric Solo's comment, I want to.
I was gonna say,
I know it's going to be video, but it's also going to be this canceled. So
that ain't bad.
All right, go ahead and read it, Jacob. I'm gonna pull the standings.
He said, Emilio, my kid said thanks to your Glover comment, pissed me off, and then I got them grounded for a week. Come on, man.
Hey,
Emilio.
He did it on. I know he did it on purpose. 2 days after Halloween, he's got the garbage bags over in his bedroom. He dragged them all into his room and said, "I'm going to give you 2."
I don't give a shit if it's Halloween.
Thank you, because he's only giving them 2 pieces a night for the next week, and he can keep the rest. I know your plan, Eric. Come on now.
Oh, that is hilarious, man. Let's hit the standings here for the love of God here. B. Timmy said 68-yard field goal. What's he talking about there? What is this? Somebody hit a 68-yard?
I did.
Huh?
No, Jacob, not 68-year-old. 68-yard.
All right.
I'll
leave it in the chat.
Jacob's going to go get cleaned up real quick. Here's the playoff seeding as it sits right now. The Philadelphia Eagles are your 1 seed at 6-2. Tampa Bay 2 at 6-2. Number 3 is the Seattle Seahawks at 5-2. The Packers are the 4 seed at 5-2. Rams 5 seed at 5-2. 49ers are the 6 seed at 6-3. Detroit Lions are now the 7 seed at 5-3. The Bears are the 8th seed with the same record as the Lions at 5-3. That's getting real interesting. And then you got the Carolina Panthers in the number 9 spot. So the Carolina Panthers are knocking on the playoff door, but we're supposed to pretend like losing to a last-second field goal for them was the end of the Packers franchise. It's wild.
Yeah.
So there we go. RSC said the Jags kicker just broke the record.
There it is. The same kid that did it in preseason. You guys remember that one in preseason?
I do, yeah.
Bates got it right here. Cam Little Jags just hit a 68-yarder. Is that good? High score. What does that mean?
What does that mean? Just appreciate that info, guys. Super chat from Chris C says, I feel much better after the loss. Thanks for giving us a platform to talk it out. Hey, absolutely, Chris. And again, man, it's not to listen. I got a little heated on the top of the show. I don't have time for that, man. I wait all year for football season to get here. People come. 90% of the comments tonight were negative. Would y'all agree? Right? Tron's the only one keeping us sane in here tonight, right? We're all pissed off. But
Facebook is off the chain, bro. It's all terrible.
I'm convinced that most of those are just troll accounts. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to get a stir out of people. But Chris, thank you so much for the kind words, man. That's probably the best compliment we can get. Again, we typically talk about this offline before we go live after a loss. Listen, guys, everybody else is pissed off. Let's come in here. Let's try to pick it up. Let's talk about what happened, what went wrong. But let's have a good time, right? Everybody leaving a bit.
Just like Go Fish said, not everyone gets the platform.
There you go.
We're a different kind out here. We're a different breed, right, Clay?
Boy, that's the
living up in the hills, up in the holler.
And it's not like that we don't feel that same pain. We just choose to express it in a different way because, hey, this is a fan. We're fans of the Packers, guys. That's why we kind of did this whole like podcast thing for the last years.
And what, it's going to matter for the rest of the night. Maybe tomorrow you wake up upset, you slam 2 cups of coffee. Tuesday morning we're doing chalk talk at night, and then what happens? We're playing the Eagles. Like, I mean, it's what do you think the players are going to do? Yeah, they don't get Victory Monday. Yeah, they're going to come in and have to work. Okay, so we got Victory Monday last week. They normally get the day off. All right, fine. We're coming back in on Monday. We got to work this week. We got that loss. You got to put your head down. This is like, I mean, this is when Jacob was in high school. It was like, all right, I just failed that test, but the report card's coming out in 2 weeks. I got to show up next week. I got to get that grade up.
Yeah, and listen.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
For me to say, and listen, I'm not going to, so quit asking. Listen, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. After a loss, you probably caught on. I don't go, man, this is horrible. This team sucks. I immediately try to reverse engineer. What happened? What went wrong? Right. And the thing that I can't wait to dive into is try to understand what happened in the trenches, because we have arguably the best run defense in the league. We're definitely top 3, and they ran it down our throat. There's got to be a reason why. Kobe Wooden going out doesn't help. Right now, Emilio, you read off the linebacker grades. That would make you think maybe the interior defensive lineman graded bad, unless
they did. No, they did. Yeah, the interior was Carl Brooks at a 55.4. Devontae at a 53.8 and Kobe at a 44.9. All prelims, but those were our bottom 4.
Got it. And when he says prelim, guys, just understand those grades are subject to change. PFF tries to get that information out as quick as possible. And I need to say, because people will rake me over the coals for this, I'm not saying PFF is everything. I'm not saying it's the grand poobah of grading the tape. It's one metric we can use. We're going to watch the tape ourselves. We'll break that down on Wednesday for you guys and gals. Go ahead, Jacob. What you got there, man?
It's Emilio or somebody.
King Tron, he just said he's up 106-7 on the Bears already.
Hey, the rookie numbers. Get it up, Tron. Let's go, buddy. I want to see you hit 200 by the end of the game, man. I need a screenshot on Twitter, too. Sorry. All right, let's talk about the division standings real quick, all right? Let's start with the North, and we'll go across the rest of the NFC. In the NFC North, the Packers are still in first place at 5-2-1 over the Detroit Lions. We're sitting at 5-3. The Bears are at 5-3. Semi-tied with them. Detroit's got the tiebreaker there in the divisional standings. And then the Minnesota Vikings are sitting at 4-4. The big thing that sticks out to me is the Lions are playing really good football, guys. We can't deny that. You look at their differential, their point differential, scoring differential is a +61. It's better than the Packers at a +40. That tie that everybody was so angry about is what's keeping us in first place right now, which is why every single snap, every single game matters in the National Football League. I like where we're at. Would have loved to have taken advantage of the Panthers today and win this ball game and create a little bit of separation there in the North. But we got a gift from the Vikings today with the Lions losing at home. That just goes to show you, man. Did anybody expect a rookie quarterback who hasn't played in several weeks in J.J. McCarthy to go into Detroit and beat the Lions? And when they're coming off of some of their best football. I mean, the Minnesota Vikings point differential right now is a -4. You know what I'm saying? And here they go into Detroit and win the ball game any given Sunday. As that kick went through the uprights, the first thing that came into my mind with this Packers loss was this is an opportunity to get this team refocused and achieve that, what am I trying to say? The ceiling that they have that we seen last week in Pittsburgh, obviously in the second half. And you got to put a whole game together. That's the big thing, right? It seems like it's the tell of two half. Last week, played a horrible first half, came out rallied in the second half, won the ball game. Today, it was just like you put it together at the very end. They were just able to go down the field on you there at the end, too. Does anybody have any problems with that final drive? By the way, I needed to ask that. Does anybody have a problem with that final drive? Like the fact that they went right down the field on us. Essentially, that's what happened, right, guys? They went right down the field on us and kicked that game-winning field goal. Does anything stick out to you from a schematic standpoint, anything at all that you go, I really didn't like how that was called? Because I just felt like they took what they gave you or took what you gave them. And in all honesty, man, they just ran the ball down our throat, right?
Yeah. And then when we sold out against the run too little, too late, they lit us up over the top. So it was just a bad scenario down the end. But I'm with you, Clay. I'd have liked to seen, a 3-and-out from our defense and get the ball back, and then we win it with a field goal. But no, it was just a tough look there at the end. I thought they could have held him and at least gave him a little bit longer of a kick. I think it was 49 yards or something.
49.
Yeah, be nice to push them out beyond, well beyond 50 there with the conditions and everything. But yeah, it was just difficult at the end.
Yeah, once they broke that long one, it was one of those where you almost want them to break it all the way and give J Love another shot at offense. If they don't get down, sort of thing, and they just go down and score, you get Love another shot. But yeah, that last drive was kind of just the accumulation of our interior D line having a problem and just not being completely sound on our gaps in the run game. Hey, if that's what we had to do, okay, we're going against Rico Dowdle this week. What happens next week when we're going against Saquon? So we need to hammer that out now. If this brought up some shells, some issues, some holes in the cheese, then we need to figure that out.
Yeah. Next week is really gonna paint a really, really clear picture on who this Packers team is, right? Are we truly in the top 3 in the NFC, or is it, hey, at times we can be, but they're just not there yet? And I know people hate hearing it, but sounds like I just described the youngest team in the league. But Gerald McKenzie just became a member on YouTube. Thank you so much for the support. Everybody out there that's been supporting the channel, we appreciate y'all.
Absolutely.
AFAM says we're stuck in neutral, so I don't know what you're upset about, man. Your Chiefs won. What do you mean they're stuck in neutral? Yes. And then he did say hire Joe Barry. So there you go.
Yeah.
And thanks for swinging through, sir. Anything else y'all want to hit on? We're at the hour 16 mark. We'll get ready to wrap up.
I pulled this up real quick, Clay. Just this. The 2 columns pay attention to. We're still 1-0 in the division, and we're still 3-1-1 in the conference. The only teams better are the Eagles and Tampa, pretty much, conference-wise. Besides that, you're looking at Vikings in the division at 2-0. Like, we're still in the driver's seat. We still are squared away. You win your division first, and then you go from there. We got to win against the team on our heels. So we just need to. Matt needs to get their heads down. They need to grind this week. It's going to be a battle against the Eagles. If you can go put the Eagles at 5-2 in the conference and you go to 4-1-1, I think you still have that better record or you'd have that better percentage than them in that. So it'll be a big game.
Yeah. To Milo's point, also look at where the Carolina Panthers are, guys. They have 5 wins. Oh, yeah. They're second in their division. This was not a gimme game. As much as we maybe want to sit here and pretend like it was, 5 wins, 4 losses. They're right up there with Detroit. They're right up there with Chicago. They're right there with the over Washington. Like this is not a bad team. We had a bad day today, 100% for sure. Is it something we're going to sit here and make excuses over? No, absolutely not. But and I also want to highlight Eric Lillen. He says, sorry for the negativity early. I didn't mean to offend anyone. I'm truly grateful for all you guys do, and everyone in the chat makes it fun. God bless you all. Dude, that's exactly what my thought. And don't get me wrong. I came in here with my piss was so hot. I was so pissed.
Toxic. He was toxic.
I was ready to just burn this thing down.
He was saying words that offended me.
It's in all seriousness though. Like I know a lot of us got heated at the beginning because we love this team so much that the fact that we express our emotions after, if they lose, then it's going to be terrible. If they win, it's going to be euphoric. And, to Milo's point, we'll get over this. It'll take me probably about till Wednesday, but we'll get there.
Love the honor.
You think God never farted?
Yeah, you think God never sharded? That's the real question. Stuff happens, bro. It happens. So, and that's what happened today is the Packers dropped a tough one, 16-13. We're just going to call it the shark game from here on out, right?
Yeah, there you go.
We got one more question here I'm going to take because Tron was really generous with all the super chats. King Tron says, serious question. And I'm sure I'm just ignorant. Welcome to the club. You're in good company here, and probably wrong here. But Clay, why do we always struggle with the run? Talking about running the football on offense, you think that's probably what he's talking about, right? Running the football.
I thought it maybe be on defense is what he's saying.
Today it definitely applied. The reality, Tron, is we don't struggle with the run. I would say this is the first game of the year where we truly did struggle with the run, right? And I do know this. I'm excited about jumping into the tape because they had a lot of moving parts. You had a lot of sift and pull and this and that. And I think what it did was created some hesitation up front for the defensive front where they couldn't truly penetrate. I could be wrong, but I just got to look at the tape, Tron, to kind of truly understand, right, what happened there. If you're talking about that. In terms of us running the ball, coming in this week, that seemed to be a common theme all year is, man, we just can't get the running game going, right? And that's where I looked up and was like, I thought we run the ball pretty effectively with Josh Jacobs. Obviously, it was a different story with Emmanuel Wilson. So hopefully that answered your question, buddy. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the kindness here today. We're going to do a giveaway. Listen, I don't have a giveaway set for tonight. We're going to do one here probably later on in the week. We got the Romeo Dobbs autographed jersey giveaway coming up Wednesday, and that's attached to the charity that we had there with OperationHorsesHeal.org. Let me get that out of the way and get that jersey sent off and all that good stuff, and then we'll reset next week and do another giveaway. We got 2 more cards going out that were just won. I think I've got a rookie LVN card, and no better time. He should be coming back here real soon, right? He obviously didn't go on IR, so hopefully we'll get him back at practice as well. It's another first-round pick that we were missing today, and he is, I think, a pretty darn good run defender at edge, so we could have used him, no doubt. Rodney Jens says, hey, I'm so old. I remember when the Packers were lucky to win 8 games a year. Yep. The cardiac kids. So, yeah.
So true.
Could always be worse.
Yeah. I survived the 80s. I'm still here. We'll be all right, guys.
And I mean, for real, 2 losses and a tie by 6 total points. And we're mad at our defense. I mean, we've only given up 40 once. We've been under 20 basically the rest of the season. It's like, yeah, there you go.
Justice for beach balls.
Did you see that? Poor man.
That was the most thing ever.
I was waiting for the tackle to just belly flop on it on the field. You know what I mean?
Tim, who has a beach ball in Green Bay, man? What's going on up there?
Oh, everybody, man. Come on. It was a little windy out there today for a beach ball, though.
I just love to see the cat that blew that thing up in the stands. You know, he was
in between poles on the lung dart. Yeah, for sure.
That was hilarious. So I know the announcers thought it was great. Lambeau's just such a special place, man. And today, boy, he played a factor, didn't it? That wind out there gusting around. So
that's how football's supposed to be played, though. Outdoors in the elements, man.
Even when it doesn't.
Even if it don't help you.
Right, exactly. Last comment here, Jason Y, big listener of the show. K9 is a liability. That seems like a very negative, toxic comment, Jason. I agree with you, man. I've gotten to the point where the first 4 or 5 weeks, he's leading the league in pass breakups. You're going, this dude is playing. He's a true number 1 corner. I can't believe what I'm saying. And now it feels like here recently he's very grabby, there's a couple times too. I'm just waiting for him to get called for taunting because he gets right in people's faces after he makes a play. It's like, clear. Hey, instead of taking the time to celebrate in front of them, clear your mind, get set for the next play. Remember the film study. What are they showing in trips, in Trey? What's the look here? What do they like to do with cheat? Like, I don't know, man. That's what makes K9 great too, is him being emotional, right? When he makes a play, you get pumped up and you see him react. Do y'all think that he's off base with that? Because I've got to agree. I'm kind of feeling the way Jason is with this comment. Am I wrong there?
I'm not quite there yet. I think I'd give him a little more leeway, like, because you said he shows flashes and he shows that he has the capability. I do think that his biggest problem is his own self, is that he gets too emotional and he can get himself, I think, turned around. Whereas if he was playing with a more straight lace kind of mentality, that maybe he doesn't get burned on certain situations and he doesn't make the stupid plays after the whistle is blowed. But
right. What about you guys? We'll go around the horn with it. Tim, how do you feel, man? Okay, now.
Yeah, I'm not quite there yet either. But I will say that there's a spotlight and a microscope on him right now. And we can talk about the attitude and things like that. That's one of the things I like about it. I think he brings a degree of chippiness to the field, but you're right. You got to play under control and you can't end up costing us. I will say this though, that call in the back of the end zone was a little ticky-tack today.
I agree.
That looked like just playing football in the NFL. And of course we saw Carolina get away with the exact same thing numerous times. So I think with K9, it's more like to Jacob's point, trust yourself, trust your athletic ability and your skills and finish these plays out. And don't worry about anything but the next play, just, keep that focus on in front of you. And, I don't want to say keep your head in the game. I'm not saying his head's not in the game, but I just feel like we got to be a little bit more patient. I think K9 will respond at some point. I don't think he's a full-on liability. I don't think he can be in this cornerback room because, it's getting a little thin in there beyond what we have right now. So I'm going to put my faith in Long Beach, California's own Keyshawn Nixon, and I'm gonna let him keep working and just trust that he's going to learn from this tape. He's going to watch this just like we are. He'll probably watch it more than we do, and we watch a lot of tape on this podcast. So if anyone's going to learn from a mistake, I think it's Keyshawn. So I get where Jason's coming from, though. I mean, certainly the spotlight is there, right?
Absolutely. Emilio, What do you think about K9? Do you have a prelim grade on him by chance too, or no?
Yes. Sorry. So Keyshawn, still love the guy. I think that he's not playing horribly against where he's put right now. We have Keyshawn at a 66.6. Played every snap at 58. He was the 6th graded player, but he had a coverage grade of 63.3. But again, 2 targets, 1 reception, 1 yard. So
yeah. So outside of the penalty, that's what's messing me up, isn't it? Is that penalty that was
right. And again, the other 2 corners we had Valentine 5 targets, 4 catches, 47 yards, and Nate Hobbs 2 targets, 1 reception for 22 yards. Again, Bryce Young only went for 102 yards. So it's not like they were cutting
insane,
us up.
Bro.
And when Micah was talking in his interviews this week, he was saying, the defensive back, the secondaries, they kind of need to get used to. We were worried about getting cut up underneath, because the ball's coming out at a different time when we didn't have that kind of pass rush last year. We were a delayed blitz, the sim pressure, that sort of stuff. So the DBs had to play off, had to get a little bit more in coverage deeper down the field. We maybe played a little bit stronger in coverage this game, but we weren't getting that pass rush and that the ball out quickly like we were normally used to. He was able to sit in there, climb the pocket, move around. So I think that, you're trying to find that timing as a DB based off of where your D-line is at, and we just didn't have that timing up this week.
Got it. Casey Oldham in the chat said Packers will beat Philly by 10. Book it. Wouldn't it be hilarious? They just come back and beat the reigning Super Bowl champion, number 1 seed team in the NFC, just beat them by 10 points. That would be the most Packer thing ever. Appreciate you, Casey. Just to give you guys an update what's going on right now, and we'll wrap up. Jaguars are currently trailing the 2-5 Raiders 6-3, all right, in the third quarter there. So Raiders 2-5, Jaguars 4-3. You've got the Rams beating the Saints 20-10. The Rams are obviously 5-2, looking to improve to 6-2.
What do you mean? The Rams should be beating the Saints 56-0 right now.
Exactly. They always play down to their opponent. This is disgusting. That's the best one.
Fire them all.
Yeah. Buffalo Bills 5-2 at home against the Chiefs, who are 5-3. The Bills, oh no, A-fam. The Bills are 21-10.
Stay off the ledge, brother. Stay off the ledge.
Shut up. You see this right here, though. You see the fact that the Chiefs are at the 1 yard line about to punch it in. Y'all shut up. Quit trolling. You can respect that. All right. And then the Sunday night game of the week will be the Seahawks at the Commanders. That might be a fun game to watch.
Good game. That's a good game.
Get a little fire going downstairs. We got a turkey breast slow cooking right now. We a little
early for turkey play, huh?
He's pre-gaming Thanksgiving. I like it.
You
got to get it ready, Emilio. You know how this goes.
Did I notice that you have a little fireplace behind you now? Is that a thing? Oh, we can't see it, bro.
Nice job.
There we go. Look at that little thing.
It's the season. Wait for the Christmas tree to come out.
That fireplace is faker than that run defense today.
Oh, come on now.
It was bad. It's a little fake, little.
Oh boy.
Little something. We're out of here. This show sucks. Thank y'all so much for the super chats. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. No Victory Monday.
Oh.
Tim, give me just some kind of drop here. No Victory Monday. Just something to help.
There, that says it all. Rome says it all. No Victory Monday. That's the look we're going to have when we wake up tomorrow.
Yeah. Fishy Thing said never a bad time for turkey. I know when they pull that thing out of the oven, slow cooked, I'm going to go.
Get over here.
Built to ass. BTA. Know what I'm saying?
All right, we're out, guys. Thank y'all for the super chat. Y'all are way too generous. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll probably go live midday at some point, a little short stream, something that's on my mind. We'll probably hit that. And then we'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central for PTA Live. And we'll just start to break down the PFF grades, dive into that a little bit, and hit anything else on social media, give you guys an update. Probably have an update on Tucker tomorrow. I don't think any of us want to hear it, obviously. So prayers out to 85, heart and soul of this team. Get well soon.
Agent Zero as well. Matthew Golden with the shoulder
injury. There's all kinds of them, right? Watson was forced to leave there for a minute. Looked like a stinger. Tucker Kraft with the knee. Aaron Banks left. Kobe Wooden left. Yeah. So Bates, let's thank you guys. Go back. Go pray for the guinea pigs and positive. Keep positive vibes. There you go. We're going to end it with that. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Bye. I don't know why y'all tune in. This show sucks so.
Here we go.
We out.
Bye, guys.